Have you ever been lost in a city or been to a new place and you don't know your way? Well, in today's world, GPS is of great service. But sometimes even GPS fails and we need to ask directions to reach a particular spot from somebody that is familiar with the place. Now, these things, they become so normal and so regular of routine when we are doing it in our mother tongue. We never blink twice or think twice in giving directions to somebody in our mother tongue. But if there is a language barrier and somebody asks us directions in English and doesn't understand the vernacular language, then it becomes difficult for some people to give directions in English language, even to ask for the directions. Welcome to Fluency Goals. I'm Mandeep. After today's lesson, you'll always feel confident while giving and asking for directions in English language. Well, I have divided this lesson into sections. Section 1 is going to cover basic directions, some must-know phrases. Section 2 will cover how to talk about street features and landmarks. Section 3 will cover positional words that will help you in describing the location clearly. Section 4 will guide you in how to ask directions politely, while Section 5 is going to guide you how to give clear directions to someone. In the end of the lesson, we are also going to have quick sample dialogue that will help you understand the usage of all the essential vocabulary and phrases that we have learned so far, and it will come quite handy. So stick to the end of the lesson because it's going to be an interesting one. Now, before I begin this lesson, I want to humbly request you to kindly subscribe to this channel and share this lesson with as many people as possible so that it benefits and reaches the wider audience. Now, let's begin our learning. Now, Section 1, Basic Directions, is going to cover the phrases that will help you in giving directions on how to move and navigate a particular place. Go straight, walk straight. So you want to tell someone to keep walking straight, to keep going forward, you use the phrase go straight or walk straight. To reach the museum, just walk straight 2 blocks. Turn left, turn right. When the person is going straight, if a person needs to change direction, the person will either turn left or will turn right. So you can say something like, after you pass the bookstore, turn right onto the main road, or name of the street. The next one is go past. Go past. When you want to tell someone to move beyond a particular location, go past the temple and the bank will be on your right. The next one is go across. Go across. When you say go across, means cross over something. Like generally it is a street or it can be a bridge also. Go across the bridge to get to the other side, or go across the street to get to the other block. The next is go through. Go through. When you go through something, that means you are passing through something. Means you are passing inside or through a space. Now what that space can be? So it could be a park or it could be a tunnel. Let's take an example here. Go through the park to reach the stadium. So that means you are passing through, going through the park, inside the park and then coming out of it. The next one is go up or go down. So it is used to move up, higher or lower. Go up the hill until you reach the viewpoint. Go down the stairs to find the metro station. Now you can also use the cardinal directions like north, east, south, west, but generally people don't use it unless they are taking the map as a guide. Now let's move on to the section 2, that is street features and landmarks. Now you can call the common public roads, you can divide them into main road or street road. Now main roads are generally wider and they bear a lot of traffic, while the street roads, they connect to the intercity. If you want to tell that somebody lives on this particular street. Use the preposition on here. She lives on Model Street, just off the main road. So that means it is not on the main road. You have to go inside to the Model Street. Now in American English, they might also use the term avenue to refer to the streets. Now another term that Americans usually use is boulevard. Now boulevard is usually a tree-lined wide road. So a wide road that has trees lined to both the sides. Take the scenic boulevard for a relaxing drive. Now lane, coming to the term lane. Lane is usually narrower than street. So it's just a narrow road or a path that leads to some inner points of a place. The guest house is down a quiet lane behind the post office. Path. You will use the term path to say small walkways that are used by pedestrians. So the vehicles, two-wheelers or cars do not move on paths. So follow the path through the park. So naturally the vehicles won't go there. So it's a path to be taken by the pedestrians only. Pedestrians are the ones who walk on the road, street or path. Now what is a block? A block is an area between the two streets. So the space between two streets will be called a block. So you cross 3 blocks, that means after 3 streets, the connecting ones, 3 streets, 3 blocks you have crossed. So you can say something like walk 3 blocks and it will be on your left, whatever landmark you are looking for. Now, very important term here, intersection. Intersection is where 2 or more roads meet. It can be 4 roads, it can be 3 or it can be 2. Take a turn to right at the intersection. Generally what happens at the intersection of wider roads or the main roads, you get traffic lights that control the traffic. But some cities, some places, they have roundabouts at the intersection of the roads to control the traffic flow. Like in Chandigarh, we have a lot of roundabouts. Take the second exit at the roundabout. That means one street you have crossed and the next one that will be connecting to the roundabout, that will be your exit point. Now you might also need to mention the term landmark while giving directions. So a landmark is a well-known structure or some very popular feature in the area. Generally the schools or big temples or hospitals, they are the landmarks in an area. The clock tower is a famous landmark in this town. So that means it becomes a feature that helps in giving directions to somebody, because a clock tower is something that a person cannot miss. Now we come to the section 3 of the lesson, positional words. So the words that help you in describing your location clearly. The first one to use here is next to. Next to. When you say something is next to, that means it's just right beside. The pharmacy is next to the grocery store. That means it is right beside the grocery store. The next is opposite or across from. Something that is on the other side of the mentioned spot. It is just opposite. Across. The library is opposite the park. Behind, in front of. Now if you say something is behind a structure, that means it's at the back side. And if you say that something is in front of another structure, it is ahead. There's parking behind the building. So at the back of the building, you will find the parking. The bus stop is right in front of the bank. On the left, on the right. You will see a hotel on your right. On your right. When you say it is on your right, that means the person has to use his body as a reference point. On your right or on my left. So that means It is my body is the reference point here. So generally we use on your right, on your left. Then at the end of. The train station is at the end of this road. That means where this road will end, it will take you to the train station. Now we come to section 4, how to ask for directions politely. So you can politely ask someone, excuse me, could you help me please? Or you could say something like, hi, I'm a bit lost, can you assist me? Now to ask this specific question about the direction, you can use phrases like, how do I get to the train station from here? Could you give me directions to the nearest hospital? Excuse me, could you guide me? Is the art gallery far from here? Now we come to section 5, how to give directions. Now this becomes even tougher because the person who has to give directions has to struggle a lot in using a lot of phrases and vocabulary while mentioning the landmark and a lot of positional words. Now let's see how you can give directions clearly. Now, once the person asks you for directions, you can say, sure, I'd be happy to help. Or, of course, it's quite easy to get there. Let me help you. Or let me guide you. Go straight for 2 blocks. Turn left at the bookstore. Keep going down the road. You'll reach a crossroad. Or you'll reach a roundabout. Take the 3rd exit from the roundabout. You'll see a bank. Mention the bank name. It's next to the bank. You can also give the other person estimate distance or time. It's about 5-minute walk or it's about 1 kilometer drive from here. And after you have finished giving instructions, you could ask the person, did that make sense? Would you like me to repeat that? So that is the politer way to end giving the directions. Now let's take a quick sample dialogue. Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to the city library? Sure. Walk straight for 2 blocks, then turn right onto Oak Street. The library is just past the coffee shop on your left. I'm sorry, could you repeat that again, please? I didn't quite catch it. So you walk straight for 2 blocks here. As soon as you pass the 2nd street, you turn right onto the Oak Street. You can ask anybody around to confirm that it is the Oak Street. You walk down the street and you'll pass a coffee shop. So the library is just next to the coffee shop. Now, does it make sense? Would you like me to repeat it again? Okay, straight for 2 blocks onto the Oak Street and then past the cafe right next to it. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Have a great day. So that was all about asking and giving directions. I hope that after today's lesson, you'll be fluent in giving directions to somebody very confidently. You'll be able to ask for directions as well. If you want to download a free PDF, it's available on my website mentioned here. Do check it out. I'll see you next time with another lesson. Till then, happy learning.